How could it be possible that the grandson of the King of England, a child born into one of the most powerful families on earth, struggles just to be accepted into a regular school? It all began when Meghan Markle was asked for the same documents every parent must provide: the original birth certificate and medical records. Simple, routine paperwork. Schools require this to confirm a child's identity, verify vaccinations, and ensure everything is legitimate. Nothing unusual. But when Meghan handed over the files, staff immediately noticed something strange. The documents weren't originals at all. They weren't even certified copies, just plain photocopies. When the school politely requested the originals, Meghan flatly refused. At first, administrators assumed it was a simple oversight. Perhaps she had left the originals at home. But when they asked again, they were stunned by her response, a firm no. Meghan explained that the palace had placed the original records under seal for security reasons, and legally, she couldn't share them. The staff were baffled. That's not how birth certificates work in the US. Every child, royal or not, must present original proof of identity. Without it, no enrollment. Her refusal raised eyebrows and sparked uncomfortable questions. Why were Archie's papers sealed in the first place? Why couldn't she show them? And if privacy was her concern, why hand out photocopies at all? That was the first red flag. But it wasn't the first time something about Archie's paperwork had looked unusual. Let's rewind to May 2019, the day Archie was born. According to official records, it was Prince Harry alone who registered Archie's birth, and he did so 11 days later. Meghan wasn't present. That detail was already unusual, because royal births, especially for heirs in the line of succession, are normally recorded quickly. An 11-day delay was suspicious enough. But what came next was even stranger. A month later, Archie's birth certificate was suddenly amended. Meghan's full name, Rachel Meghan Markle, was erased. In its place? Her title, Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. Under profession, it listed her as Princess of the United Kingdom. The explanation, according to Meghan, was that the palace forced the change. But insiders doubted this. Why would the palace erase her real name from her own son's birth certificate? And why would Meghan accept that so soon after giving birth? That's when whispers began, whispers that haven't disappeared since. Now, years later, those same questions have returned to haunt Meghan. Because schools in America don't bow to palace protocols. They don't care about royal titles. They demand originals, just like they do for every other child. Yet Meghan continues to insist she cannot provide them. Her explanation shifted again. She claimed the originals were sealed for security reasons, suggesting that releasing them could put Archie at risk. But schools keep documents locked away in private files. They don't publish them. Her argument simply doesn't hold. So what exactly is Meghan hiding? Insiders say the school is firm. Without originals, Archie cannot attend. No exceptions. And Meghan, furious at the refusal, now feels backed into a corner. Because behind this tug-of-war lies something deeper, a secret she has guarded since the day Archie was born. To understand the bigger picture, you have to look into one of the lesser-known corners of royal history, a corner that points directly to King Charles himself. Multiple sources allege that Charles has ties to a fertility clinic. Not just any clinic, but a highly successful private center specializing in IVF treatments and surrogacy. The kind of discreet institution where high-profile families can turn when natural conception isn't possible, and where confidentiality is absolute. The theory is chilling but not unthinkable. Meghan may never have needed to travel to California for fertility help. The royal family already had access to its own private medical resources, hidden from public scrutiny. If that sounds far-fetched, remember, This is the same family that has concealed scandals far more dramatic than this. Imagine, just for a moment, if a royal heir was born through methods that the palace could never admit publicly. Documents would need to be sealed. Records kept hidden. And the truth carefully managed, even years later. That possibility, that Archie's birth involved confidential arrangements tied to Charles's clinic, is the one Meghan seems most desperate to protect. What makes it more suspicious is the palace's silence. When Meghan accused them of sealing the documents, they didn't deny it. They said nothing. When pressed about whether the order came from them, they stayed quiet, and in royal politics, silence speaks volumes. It suggests the palace also has something to lose. If Charles's clinic truly had a role in Archie's birth, then Meghan isn't just protecting herself. She may be holding leverage over the monarchy itself. That might explain why the royal family has endured every blow Meghan has dealt since 2019, from the explosive Oprah interview to the Netflix documentary series, without striking back. They absorb the criticism. They remain silent. Because silence protects them, too. But if Meghan refuses to provide the originals, the outcome is clear: Archie won't be allowed into that school. Rules are rules. And behind closed doors, Meghan knows this. Which is why, insiders claim, she has already begun considering homeschooling. On the surface, it looks like a noble, protective choice. But to critics, it's a convenient shield, a way to avoid ever handing over the one set of papers that could unravel everything. Meanwhile, across the ocean, the palace faces its own quiet panic. They cannot intervene without drawing fresh attention to the sealed documents. They cannot deny Meghan's claims without risking what she might reveal. And so, the stalemate continues. In this unexpected twist, Meghan Markle, once branded the outsider, may hold the single secret capable of shaking the monarchy itself. Not through words. Not through interviews. But through official documents, locked away under seal. Years have passed, but the truth about Archie's birth remains unanswered. What we know is this: the documents exist. They're hidden. And every time Meghan is asked to produce them, the mystery deepens. Maybe the reason is as simple as privacy. Maybe it's embarrassment. Or maybe it's something far more explosive, something written in ink, guarded by legal seals, and protected at the highest level of British power. Because when a royal document vanishes from public record, it is never an accident. And so, today, we watch as a mother and a monarchy continue their invisible war over a single truth. A truth that could change how the world views the royal line forever. The story may have begun with a school asking for proof. But it ends with a far bigger question: if the truth about Archie's birth was so simple, why go to such extraordinary lengths to hide it? Because in this battle of silence, one thing remains certain: when the palace and Meghan Markle both refuse to speak, the world's curiosity only grows louder. And as long as those records stay sealed, one fact becomes undeniable: silence isn't peace. Silence is protection. And protection always means there is something worth hiding.